And everybody, welcome back to the Five Guys on Live. We ain't got number three people here today, and one of us is on location, but we're going to give you the best that we've got, just like the one and the only Anita Baker. Gentlemen, how are you tonight?
Good.
What
The
did you
jury is
think
still
of
out.
our brand new intro?
It was cute.
You didn't like it? Well, I thought it was good. What don't you like about it?
In the words of Kiki Parker on Legendary, keep on moving. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen that program. I've never seen it. I've never seen that. So
What are you
I don't
laughing
really,
at, Darius?
I don't know. Darius, what did you think of the brand new intro for the show?
I thought it was nice. I like the beat.
You didn't like the pictures? I really feel like every
Well,
single one
I
of
feel
those.
some type of way, Zach, because I felt like it was a scheme that Todd set up for you to come at me with the bull.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna let you get away with it this time.
So a lot of people just joined, and I want our viewers. There's obviously. Let me tell you, viewers, look. I'm on location from the beautiful Golden Isles of the Georgia coast here for work. I'm literally on St. Simon's Island, and they don't have any kind of good lighting for Black people here.
I see you got your ring light in your glasses, though.
I do the best I can in this dark room. So I'm going to show you. This is our brand new show intro, and I feel like each of these clips gives you a good insight into the personalities of the four guys left on live. One day we may be five again. So I want you guys to watch, viewers, and I want you to tell me in the comments, the viewers, if you like my intro or not, or if I should go back to the drawing board. And I would like to say that even though someone said it was a Todd Tucker production, they literally were once upon a time tasked with creating this intro. But that's neither
That's
here.
not what I was tasked with. I was tasked with contacting someone, which I did.
I always heard a hit dog will holler.
I
Here is the brand new intro. Everyone, let me know what you think. So I'm listening. So hey, Candy. So what do you guys think, viewers, of the new intro for the Five Guys on Live? I really feel like it was really cute, Darius, with you at the end riding away.
Darius, was you interviewing for a reality show in that first clip?
Thank you, Candy.
No, I was not. Zach, I like the other one. Just somebody that. I like the drum line.
Well, I didn't make that, and I don't have that sound, so I can't sit up here and put that together. That was done by someone else. And now, if they would put it together, we could have the drum line. But until then, thank you, Jamal. We just gonna look legit. While we're looking legit, and thank you for liking the music. Clearly, these men are so hard to please. This is what it's like working for Beyonce. You could just dance your damn heart out till your feet are bleeding, and it still won't be good enough for Beyonce. I feel for you, Blue Ivy. I swear to God, I do. And we are joined by, thank you. I think personality. And we are joined tonight by special guest, the one and the only Sir Ken of the BBC show. Welcome back, Sir Ken. How are you?
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm well. How are you all doing tonight?
Yes, Ken, you better give us a sexy caller voice.
Is that a sexy caller voice?
No, it's a little frustrating. Frustration in my voice. I took your advice last time, Zach. You said not to use my cell phone, so I did my MacBook, but then it wouldn't connect with my microphone, so I had to update. So I'm on my cell phone tonight, so that's why I'm late. I apologize.
It works just as well, and you still have a Christmas tree in the closet, and that's okay.
I was trying not to show it. I said y'all can still. That's why I'm over here in the corner, because I didn't want y'all to see my tree. I didn't want you guys to roast me again, but damn it, it's showing.
It's there, and it's okay. It's who you are.
It's okay. Just let them know that every day is Christmas on the BBC show.
Right.
Every day is Christmas on the BBC show.
In life, period.
So, gentlemen, it has been, and I hate, let's go ahead and just go right into the heartbeat of the more somber news, and that we have all, as an entire nation, been dealing with the tragic shooting at both in Buffalo as well as Robb Elementary, and then dealing with the realization that there have been a number of shootings after Uvalde that have just rankled, including this past weekend. We had a whole entire another weekend of casualties from from mass shootings. I want to know, this is my question for you guys. How are you guys dealing with this continuous barrage of gun violence personally? How are you dealing with this personally?
I actually had this conversation about, was it 2 days ago in the barbershop? I think I've almost kind of developed this small sense of PTSD. It's almost like I don't even want to be anywhere where there's a lot of people, because it's like I'm looking at every single person. Does this person look suspect, or do they have something? And I know like a lot of guys, even now more so than ever, are walking around with handguns, right? That's their right. But it almost just makes you a little apprehensive about being in the same space as them, because it's like, okay, does he have this gun for protection, or does he have this gun because he might be crazy, or she might be crazy and she's about to set something off? So um I'm just, I'm not in a really good place about that, because it's just, I feel like if we just remove the AR-15s, things would probably be a little better. I think a lot better, and it's been proven before when the AR-15 was no longer allowed, that these mass shootings, the rate has gone down, and then since we have allowed it to be back into our country as far as with civilian use, the mass shootings have skyrocketed. And I don't think people understand that AR-15s, they're not machinery used for hunting. They're
Right.
used to destroy and kill. It's what soldiers use. I'm a veteran, so I knew that when I was in the army at the time, you couldn't get M16s, and that's like an M16. Um, the only way you can get it was the black market, and I just don't feel like there's no use for anyone unless you are a soldier to have an AR-15. Like, you have so many other handguns, so many other guns you can use. Why is there such a dire fight for an AR-15 to still be allowed for civilian use? I don't get it.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, Ken. I'm glad you got around to that last part about having handguns, because I'm less apprehensive or less worried when I see someone with a handgun than I am of the possibility of not knowing what someone has. And so when you go into these spaces and you see people or when you look at the news and you see all of these mass shootings are happening, it makes you want to go grab a handgun just so that you can be equipped in the event that something like this happens. And this is a conversation that my family and I had at dinner yesterday. It's almost like you don't want a gun, but then you feel like, if I end up in a situation, am I going to be able to protect myself? And so it's just very sad to see how this is becoming a trend. But what's even more alarming is just when you think about Buffalo, when you think about Uvalde, you can't tell me that, these aren't things that can't be prevented by having policy in place that, takes these AR weapons off the streets, because there's no instance where you'll ever need, like Ken said, to fire off that many rounds unless you're going to obliterate a number of people. And so it's just frustrating to see that policymakers are more, especially Republicans, are more indebted to the NRA than they are to the citizens that they've been voted to represent. So it's just a sad and unfortunate time that we're living in. I hope that we can make a difference, and very quickly.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with everyone and what's been said. But I also want to add to the point that, yes, AR-15s is a dangerous weapons, but I think there is something beneficial in having and knowing who's carrying even a handgun.
For sure.
And so having those universal background checks is important for me to know as well. So I think they need to add that to those policies and procedures. It was devastating this weekend, being in Philadelphia now, living in Philadelphia, and being at the actual a Roots picnic. And so it was about maybe a mile or so from the shooting. And I didn't know it was happening until we got in our Uber leaving home. And the Uber driver was like, yeah, it's been a mass shooting here in Philly, 13 people.
Yeah, this weekend. And a lot of, you know what, Zach, that has not been present heavily in the news cycle. There was another, did you guys, everyone knew that?
I didn't know that.
There was a mass shooting in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, mass shooting, and it hardly made the news. Zach, what do we know the circumstances of that mass shooting? Because I actually saw it because I follow a journalist whose last name is Owens. I follow him on Twitter, and he was tweeting about it.
I was going to say Candace, right?
I know, please not
when
Candace.
When did she unblock you, Zach?
So, Zach, who was shot? Who did the shooting? Do we know anything?
No, I mean, I think the messaging as well as the facts around the shooting is still kind of not clear. I know that at first they were saying 10 people were shot. It was down in the central location where a lot of bars are off of South Street here in Philadelphia. And so supposedly there were 2 gunmen. And so 3 people are now dead. I think 13 were injured in that. And so knowing that it was a lot of stuff happening in the city where we had the Roots Festival, picnic happening where thousands of people were here. And then we also had Pride going on in the city as well. Another thousands of people were here. And so it was just 2 different locations, but not far from each other. And me and my fiance was like, okay, we're not going into the crowds. We stayed on the outskirts because we were scared that something could potentially happen like that. And so we tried to stay on the outskirts, not in the large crowds. But it's devastating that you have to live your life like that.
It's very devastating. Can I also say something too, Zach? But just for those that don't know, so I want to make sure that everybody realizes that a bullet wound from an AR-15 is the largest wound you can receive from any machinery. So normally, if you get shot just by 1 bullet from an AR-15, you're not going to survive. So I think this is why it's so crucial that there's a removal of AR-15s, because they're like, it's only made to destroy. You're not going to recover from an AR-15 bullet. 1 bullet wound, 1 bullet to you will destroy you. So I just want to make sure people know that, because I don't want people to think like, well, it's just another gun that shoots more rounds. Well, it shoots more rounds, but 1 bullet would destroy you. And that's why people use them for mass shootings, because they can just spray, because whatever it hits is going to destroy. But I just want to put that out there.
You know, and adding so much hurt to what happened in Uvalde is the fact that these parents could not even see their children's faces, many of them one last time, because of the physical damage of the AR-15. Personally, you know, you guys talk about the Republican response, and, you know, I don't have any doubt about the nature of their response, about how they're beholden to the NRA and to a false narrative of, you know, people need these assault weapons to protect themselves from scary Black gang members who have them. I don't expect much from them, but I will say that I was personally disappointed in President Biden's response when he got on the, you know, at the podium on last Thursday's primetime address, because he did not say we are going to ban assault rifles. He did not say I was the author of the Brady bill that put these weapons on hold and put these weapons on ice for a number of years. And during that time frame from 1994 until 2008, when the bill elapsed or expired, and President Bush was at the end of his tenure. It was 2004, 10 years later, that all of a sudden the school shootings came back up. He didn't do any of that. He basically said, we're going to honor people's right to carry guns, but let's find a way to scale it back. So I was disappointed in him, and I'm being very disappointed in how I feel like a number of Democrats are not coming out as strongly as they should at this time to really demand change from everyone in this country around the South, because they're afraid that they're going to lose voters that they don't have anyway.
That needs to be a discussion for next week too, because I'm really feeling some kind of way about the whole Democrats. Like I'm and Biden especially. Like that needs to be a Monday discussion.
But what are the options? I mean, I agree with you. I'm also disappointed. I firmly feel as though President Biden should not run for re-election, that he should be working right now to get Governor Whitmer of Michigan, to get the Governor Andy Beshear of Kentucky, there's another governor as well. There are 3 governors who have, to me, a strong chance. He needs to let go of anyone in his administration and their false ideas that they're going to be president, even though I love them dearly, and look at someone who can win this next election and continue to move our country forward. President Biden has done a great job. And I feel as though if he were to say, I'm not running again, the American people will start to recognize his accomplishments for what they were, instead of constantly seeing them as negative, because he's done a great job. He's done a lot as president, a lot more than any other president in such a short period of time. The economy, he's done more for the economy in the last 2 years than the last 50 years combined. But the problem is no one can see that because people hate him so much. And they hate him so much because he's not likable. He's old and declining. He's
boring.
Well, he's old and declining. He's got mental decline.
Yeah, he is. And I think that's something that we need to get out of the mentality of. Like, I think everyone is just so we are drawn to the shock value, right? And so I think everyone was just so accustomed to the way Trump handled himself, as far as in presentation wise, as being given that shock value all the time, just saying whatever the hell he wanted to. That now we have a president in office that's monotone, slow, calm, for lack of better words, boring. And so we feel like he's not doing anything. And he, like Zach said, he's done more in 2 years that we've had probably done like 50 years.
But I don't think anybody knows these names that you just rattled off, Zach. And so I think that would be devastating to the Democratic Party, because if these people were to run against Ron DeSantis, that's a name that they know.
But everyone hates him. Here's the difference.
But those are no. This is the thing. We are living in a brand new era of American politics at this moment. Democrats and people who are, you have a member of the, if you're gay, if you have a gay child, gay family member, even a gay friend that you really care about, you're not voting for Ron DeSantis after what he's done in Florida. You're not going to vote for him. If you are in any way, I would tell you that, but
a person of color, if you're a black person, I won't even say person of color, because I see that Ron DeSantis is like, he doesn't go hard against people of color. He goes hard against black people. But if you're black in America, or you have black family members or a black child, I pray to God that if you're white with a black child, you're not going to sit here and vote for Ron DeSantis. So Ron DeSantis isn't going to bring in independence. He's a very polarizing figure. There is a benefit to having a Gretchen Whitmer or Andy Beshear of Kentucky, someone that people may not know that well, but who can get out on the campaign trail and show people who they are. It could very well benefit the Democratic Party. It's definitely going to be better than someone who is currently trending negatively downward in the polls every single week, like our current president. And again, we've come too far to lose. And so again, but I'm going to continue to do my research as to what Democrats I need to be saying, look, y'all need to run, but Joe Biden himself needs to care enough about the American people that he steps down once he realizes finally that he can't come back from the deficit of his poll numbers. And I don't see him ever, he's not making it each week. It doesn't get any better. Again, like I saw that, response to Uvalde, and in no way did that make me feel good. I feel like he's capitalizing on a moment to bring the nation together. It didn't do anything. It had, to me, no impact. It was a missed opportunity. A missed opportunity. And let me tell you who when they get up on that stage, when they hit that stage, they don't miss an opportunity. And Darius, it's your girl, Monique.
Oh, God.
Monique knows how to get up on that stage and say what needs to be said, whether it's right or wrong. Darius, you texted me when this first broke, wanting to know my opinion.
No, Zach, don't do that. You texted me. Okay, you texted me because I don't care about your opinion.
Okay, well, and that makes sense. And so, Darius, I wanted to know your opinion about this, especially now that more details have come out. What are your thoughts, if any?
Do tell, Darius.
Well, I'm not following this whole situation because I feel like we all get into this pattern where we just, we bash the black woman and then we let the men run off free. So I'm not following this because it's a no-win situation for Monique in any way possible. However, DL was and will always be wrong. He was wrong. He pitched a fit because he was upset that Monique was the headliner, and we've been able to see all of the documentation, and we've been able to verify that based on the contracts. However, Monique has continued to kind of drag this thing out, and she's the type of person that is beholden to the truth. But I think that sometimes you just need to learn that once you light your bomb and you blow things up, you should carry your things away and let the other people clean up the mess. So I wish that Monique would just leave this situation alone. However, she is not wrong. And I feel like we should always speak truth to power. And so it would be nice to see people support her when she originally made the point, and maybe she wouldn't still be dragging this out. However, I'm sure that y'all have a lot of opinions, so I will defer to the others on this call.
Look, Darius, I know you love Monique, but it's okay if someone you love is wrong. If they're wrong, they're wrong. And I think
what's she wrong about?
Say that for yourself too, Zach. Say that for yourself too.
When I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong.
No, I'm talking about somebody you love is wrong.
Who do I love? And I don't say they're wrong. I
don't want to be canceled today, so I'll be finished.
I love Joe Biden, and I just said he shouldn't run for re-election. I love Kamala Harris, but I don't think she has a chance of winning the presidency of the United States. I would love to see Kamala Harris be president of the United States, but I also know that the American people don't like her. So I'm able to say when someone isn't able to do. Monique, I don't know if it was because she didn't have any content planned as shared.
No, please.
But I will say
Monique could do this in her sleep.
Yeah, she could do that in her sleep.
Let's not do that.
Attacked the event organizers who let DL go last. There was ways to do it, but some of the things that she said, and then getting up there and talking about his alleged sexuality, embarrassing his wife and children, none of that's appropriate. None of that's ever okay to do that to anyone. And it doesn't matter, to me, about what she had in the past and how wrong she was done and how damaged she is. It wasn't right what she did. There are ways to go about handling situations that are adult and professional. And she didn't do it she didn't do this the right way at all.
When is she going to take responsibility for her own career? She keeps blaming everybody but herself. Have your people negotiate your stuff. Everybody can't be at fault.
She posted the contract, Zach.
Exactly.
You can post the contracts too.
No, he posted something different. He posted a memo. He posted a memo. A memo and a contract is legally binding. A memo is an anticipation of what will become. I don't like this whole thing of as soon as a black woman speak out and say somebody did her wrong, then she didn't go about it the right way. She should have sat there and crossed her legs, and she should have smiled while she said this and she said that. But then as soon as something happened to y'all expect everybody to have y'all back. I feel like if Monique felt like something happened that was incorrect, it was up to her to decide how she wanted to handle the situation. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Period.
I just find it funny how all of a sudden we are now trying to police how comedians should respond and interact and engage and deliver their content. Even before this, comedians have been known to drag and degrade and slander and poke fun at many people, many ethnicities, many groups. Everybody can get this smoke. So now all of a sudden, what Monique said about DL and the allegations and stuff is now we clenching our pearls. All of these comedians across the board have said so much worse about each other and about other individuals and about other communities, ethnicities, and backgrounds, so on and so forth. So I don't understand how. Well, that goes to Dr. Pickett. Everybody fickle, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I do agree. I agree with you. I agree with you, Darius, wholeheartedly. I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like you said, she is beholden to truth. And it just sort of made me think, retrospective in my life, is like, how many times did I sort of allow myself to not speak up? How many times did I allow myself to just sort of go with the flow and just not stand for my own principles and be a person of integrity and speak out for others, speak out for myself? And now that she's just on this moral campaign, which I think we all should be on, and she's speaking out against anything that's, that she feel is wrongdoing to her, now it's a problem. Like, I think that we all probably should take a piece out of it. Everybody ain't got to be prim and proper.
Okay, I was one of the hugest peddlers of homophobic rhetoric and jokes in the history of comedians. So I don't feel bad about Monique making a joke about his sexuality. He's been doing this shit for decades. I don't care.
No, I agree with that. And what I'm saying is, no matter who does it, it's wrong. Okay, that's how I feel. I think that I'm someone who's beholden to the truth. And in this situation, the truth is, Monique got on stage and she attacked D.L. Hughley for something that was the fault of the event organizers. And in my opinion, like Zach said, why is she the one doing all this negotiating? Maybe her manager, is her husband still her manager?
Her husband is still her manager.
Then maybe he's not competent enough to be her manager. Maybe that's also a part of.
I don't think so.
It's not that, Zach. If you make a contractual agreement with somebody and they don't uphold it, how is it then your fault?
I think.
I'm sorry, Ken.
I'm sorry. I think he's doing a great job. Well, I won't say that. I think that with this case, I think that what he did was, I don't think that it was more so a thing where she needs a better manager. I think that he did what needed to be done. I think it was more so a promoter's error. I think at the end of the day, it's one of those things where they probably knew the only way they was going to book DL is if they would say he's the headliner, right? They probably figure, okay, well, the only way I get Monique is if I say you'll be the headliner. And I think that what they was thinking was, well, we won't let them know until they get here. That way they won't be able to back out. Where, as you see, Monique didn't back out. She went ahead and stood true to her obligation. Whereas with DL, he didn't do that, right? And I think it's just one of those things where it's more so about ego. Like, if you know what you bring to the table, you know your worth, like Monique said, she was the headliner for Queens of Comedy, where DL was not the headliner for Kings of Comedy, right? But I think DL has been in the game a little longer than Monique, if I'm not mistaken. However, I just really feel like y'all both too big people. Like, my thing is, I'll be pissed off, but as long as my money is what's on my contract, I'm okay. I really don't care. Because what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come on stage, I'm going to kill it. And then I'm going to walk, I'm like, okay, now go after that and see what you can do. That's what she should have done. I don't know what her whole, I don't know what she did on stage. Was she funny? Did she just go on a rant and then left? Because I think that if I'm going to see Monique, I'm coming to see comedy, right? Okay, you can have your little rant, but make sure you make me laugh after your rant. So I don't know what her whole stand-up was or what it was about. But at the end of the day, I think we need to learn to put our egos aside, stay professional. You got a contract, you got the money. Okay, knock out the part, and then go deal with the promoters after the fact.
Well, I'll say I just went online to look. And I think that Monique, I wanted to see Monique succeed. I wanted to see her win. I was excited for her to be able to partner with Lee Daniels to get back on the screen. Monique has 2 shows scheduled, people, in the month of June to September. She has a show for tickets for sale in June. She has a show with tickets for sale in September. D.L. Hughley has a show, multiple shows every week in June, every week in July, every week in August. I'm just saying,
who cares?
Monique, what I'm saying, Darius, is her antics are only hurting her.
Who says no matter our opinion, who says that she's available to do shows every day for the rest of the
and say, I love you for real. She can do all her Pilates, all her yoga. She can cook some tofu rice in a bar and fry it. But the point is, the only person hurting from this
Who
this
said
behavior,
she's hurting, Zach? Who said she's hurting? You just said that she's
ain't
working with Lee
working.
Daniels. You just
She
said
ain't
she's working with
working.
Lee
Monique
Daniels
ain't
to get back on the screen. The difference between DL and Monique is that Monique is filming projects. So maybe she's not available to go and do the Chitlin circuit every weekend and make jokes in different places all around. Maybe she's not available for a tour. Beyonce is not touring right now. Does that mean that she's not successful because she's not touring right now?
That the Beyonce coin and the Monique coin are two different coins.
Yeah, absolutely.
But absolutely. It's the principle what he's talking about.
Not touring right now. You tour when you have availability to tour, and you know that, Zach. Everybody is not.
Or if you're booked, if you're booked.
If you're available to be booked to tour, but we know that DL. When the last time that DL had a acting gig?
But DL has a radio show.
Okay, who's to say that she's not working because she can't get booked? Maybe she's just comfortable where she is right now. I think there was one point in time where the whole controversy about her and Tyler Perry and Oprah was because she didn't want to go to the festival to promote because she wanted to spend time with her kids. Now, whether that's the truth or not, who can say that it's all about money for her? Like, I don't think
her whole argument about the fact that she's lost work, that she can't get work anymore because she's blacklisted.
Zach,
so now you're saying, so Zach, now you guys are telling me, let me finish.
We've
so now you're gaslighting me to tell me.
No, we're not gaslighting you.
Oh,
you're choosing to cherry pick and make this argument you're trying to make about her working. No, Zach, you know damn well that those people had her blacklisted, and you know that we've turned the page, and you can tell by the trends in the comment section about her believability. Let me finish. And so you just said out of your mouth you were excited to see her working with this big time producer, Lee Daniels. We all know that Monique has gigs. Monique is posting about the fact that she has different things going on. She has a special coming out on which of the networks is her special coming out on?
I have no idea.
Is it Hulu?
Hulu.
She has a Hulu special coming out. We know that Monique is already in conversation with Lee Daniels about shows that she's about to be doing.
50 Cent.
Zach. Just wait and see, because you know for a fact that everybody.
Darius.
Yes.
1 second. This how I feel real quick. I feel that if you was already anti-Monique during the Monique versus Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels situation, even with the page being turned, you still gonna be anti-Monique. She could be the next Martin Luther King Jr. She could be the next Malcolm X. She could be the next Sojourner Truth. But if you just already stuck in yesteryear, it ain't never gonna change. I mean, we can sit up here and go through the timeline. We can go through an itemized bulleted sheet on everything that she's done and what she's doing and what is to come, so on and so forth. But if your mind as black people, let's keep it real, as black mother fathers, if your mind is already lined up to be anti-Monique for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years, 2022 moving forward, you ain't gonna commit to it. And we seeing it right here in real time. It is what it is.
But I disagree.
Because listen, because at the end of the day, at the end of the day,
against you.
At the end of the day,
that is so unproductive, Zach, to say that everybody can't be wrong. If they wrong, then they wrong. Like, if you sitting here,
Monique can be wrong.
We're looking at the facts.
Monique can be wrong.
We are looking at facts. We're not looking at a person. If a person is willing to come, y'all are the ones who always sit up here and perpetuate this narrative. Oh, you got to play the game in order to get ahead. You got to play the game to get ahead. But when somebody decides that the game and their morality is not worth playing the game, then you say, oh, well, this person should have sat down and ate their chicken. This person should have went and promoted a movie they weren't getting paid for. It's always protect black women, pay women equal wages until a black woman comes forth and say, I've been discriminated against. I'm not making equal money. And then as well, they need to learn how to sit down and accept what they get. It's annoying. And
we moving the goal. Yep.
I didn't want to talk about it then, and I don't want to talk about it now, and I don't want to talk about it in the future.
I'm with you, Darius. We are moving the goalposts in our own community. We're moving the finish line in our own community.
It's upsetting though, because it's kind of like you want to, like, I want to be Team Monique. Well, I am Team Monique, right? And
you want to argue.
I am, but then it's kind of like, okay, well, where do you draw that? Where do you find that happy medium where you don't want to be the one that's always complaining, but you definitely want to make sure that you are standing in your truth? But how is it that standing in your truth is always be in a situation where it's you against someone else. So I think it almost seems like you have to kind of step outside yourself and look at the conflicts and see, okay, well, maybe it is something that I could be doing a little wrong or differently.
Like accepting mistreatment from people in power.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying maybe like,
or addressing the right people who need to be addressed.
exactly. Because my thing is this: we were all against her until we found out that she.
Not me.
I wasn't.
I was never against Monique.
With the Tyler Perry thing, I was okay. Something ain't right. But then when I found out she did have the recording, and I found out that Lee Daniels finally admitted whatever, so I was like, okay, I agree with her. This situation, to be in all honesty, I just feel like, I mean, we rose. Okay, I get it. But I felt like it should have just been left on the stage. And I felt like after the stage, she should have gotten in contact with promoters. And at the end of the day, like I said, if I was getting my check, my contract is fulfilled. I want to be the headliner, but my ego is not that damn big where it's going to matter. We all know Monique for her work. Are we really going to judge her that she went on before DL and he was the headliner?
I don't think it's about judgment. It's about what she stands for and saying that if this is the agreement that we made, then this is the agreement that needs to be kept. And if y'all are okay with people breaking agreements in y'all's lives, then that's okay. But don't expect Monique to be okay with people breaking.
I didn't say she got to be okay, but I said she should have brought it on the stage. No, I said she should have brought it on the stage.
Did her show, and then she should have left and handled it off the stage. But there's a level of visibility that comes with making a record like this, because now that we're talking about it, we're able to separate the wheat from the tare. People who say they're about the work and people who are actually like, okay, because you made a great point. Why should Monique always have to go against everybody? She shouldn't have to. Y'all should take the torch and say, Monique, we're going to fight this battle with you and for you, but Black people not going to do that.
That's not true, because we did.
I would like to say
you're doing it right now.
No, not me.
You do it, or you ain't doing it right now, Robert.
I would like to say something
in real time. This is happening in real time. The evidence and the receipts are coming forth right here, right now.
No,
so let me say this. So, man, am I able to speak?
Yes.
I want to say that just because you are Black, it doesn't make you right. Just because you're Black doesn't mean that I have to support you or that I have to believe in you because Candace Owens is Black.
You're right, Zach. You're so right.
I would like to speak. And I will mute myself again in a moment. But let me just
agree with you, Zach.
So you can be Black and be wrong. And I want to go on record and say that Monique is wrong. I also want to address the fact that Zachary Kirk believes that when you're in any profession, you have to adhere to the guidelines of the profession. When you talk about doing something for less money than what you would want to do, I recently did something for a school system that I could have charged $10,000 for, that I know for a fact that someone did it last year for $10,000. I did it for free because the benefit to me in the long run and simply being of service was enough. To be honest with you, Monique should have gotten paid more for Precious. But if she went in the very beginning, knowing this was the agreement made, knowing that she was going to have a chance to help build Lee Daniels' career and help give them the opportunity to go to a bigger stage and then herself get her own career to the next level, the next stage, it may have very well been worth it. But somewhere along the line, some contract, something got broken. Somebody reneged on what they said that they were going to do or what they were going to believe in or what they were going to go. When we work together under agreements, we can all win. We can all win. And again, that's where I stand on it. And again, Monique can be as wrong as anybody else. And I believe fully and thoroughly in this case, Monique should have allowed this to be handled in a different way off the stage without leveling and attacking D.L. Hughley, his wife, or his children. I do not like D.L. Hughley. I have never liked D.L. Hughley. I'm never going to support and like D.L. Hughley. And if Monique keeps it up, I'm not going to like her either. And that's all I have to say about that.
Wait, so that means you like her currently?
She is on thin ice and she's about to fall through.
Barely.
Zach, I think you should go back and ask them people. Don't you let people use you like that. If what you did was worth $10,000, you get your $10,000, Brother Tucker.
No, because what happens is you do something. Sometimes you do things for service. You do it because it's for the greater good. You don't have to get paid for all that. When God has given you gifts, and it's going to come back to you when you use your gifts in service to the community. That's how it works. That's when it's for the greater good. You know what? You do something for $10,000, you get $10,000. You do something for free when you use the gifts that God gives you. You're going to get that 10,000 10 times over. It'll be 100,000 or $1 million in no time.
Well, bless the Lord.
You
I
keep
don't know
doing
if
that,
Telly Jokes is going to serve the
your
community.
services for the good of the greater man. But here in my house, we get paid for what we work.
I want you to remember that. I'm gonna keep that sound bite, Zach. I'm gonna keep that sound bite right there.
It'll pan out. I will get, again, Monique received an Oscar. She's an Oscar award-winning actress for the work that she did in Precious, and no one can take that away from her. And I know that Lil Nas X wishes that he could say he's a BET award-winning performer, but this year he will not be able to say that, as he did not receive any BET award nominations. Now, many people are saying and angry that Lil Nas X, after having such a banner year in music with the release of his album Montero, why did he not get his BET award nomination? Gentlemen, do we feel as though Lil Nas X was snubbed, as though that he was discriminated against by this awards industry, or do you feel as though...
Absolutely not. He need to have several seats. He's already been recognized in the previous years for BET. And then also it's kind of like, to be honest, like Lil Nas X really doesn't make music like for the culture. So I don't expect for BET to be like, oh, let's get Lil Nas X. Like his music is not really for us. Like it's not for the demographic of the audience of the BET Awards.
What's that? Cisgender, straight, heteronormative?
No, not at all. Not at all.
What's the demographic?
Well, okay. Let me ask y'all this, and I think I heard someone say this. When you go into, I don't know, say you go into a hip hop club, right? Where they play hip hop music. How often do you hear Lil Nas X?
Well, I haven't been to a club. We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Oh, not in Atlanta. We don't have the pandemic.
Not a club.
Atlanta is open. We are
open. The lounge open, but not the clubs.
Lying.
The thing is, my point is, what I'm saying is, you more likely to hear somebody like, what's his name, Jack Harlow, the white guy. So he's nominated, but you'll hear him in the club before you hear someone bumping Lil Nas X. Do I think that Lil Nas X is a rapper? Absolutely. But do I feel like the demographic of the people that are in the audience of the BET Awards, those are the same type of people that are in these hip hop clubs, and they're not playing Lil Nas X. You're going to hear Lil Nas X at let's just be real, a gay club, maybe predominantly white or mixed, but that's not the audience.
So a straight club. So it is so we agree in this homophobia that.
Well, no.
I didn't say
you're saying that straight. You're saying gay clubs will play Lil Nas X, but straight clubs won't. And so since straight clubs don't play Lil Nas X, the BET Awards shouldn't honor Lil Nas X.
That's not what I said. I said it's about the demographic. They're not playing his music.
Why?
Because his music does not cater to that type of demographic. They don't.
Correct.
Demographic.
No, I'm going to let
demographic. How do you know what the demographic is in the club?
Let me get into this real quick. Lil Nas X is a pop artist.
Thank you.
Wholeheartedly to the core. He is a pop artist. I will wholeheartedly group Lil Nas X to Jason Derulo and The Weeknd. Jason Derulo ain't got no BET nominations. The Weeknd ain't got no BET nominations. Jason Derulo ain't got no BET awards. The only time we saw Jason Derulo is when they asked him to tribute Janet Jackson, and he did a 2-minute dance choreography performance. We ain't never seen The Weeknd on the BET awards. They are pop. They are black male artists that are really great with pop. They ain't gonna be nominated for the BET awards, even though, because of his antics, I believe they do allow Lil Nas to come perform just for ratings. I think he performed like that last year's awards or what have you.
It's the guy.
But like snub for what? You are a pop artist.
And I also want to say this for you saying it's homophobic. I forgot.
I agree.
I thought about somebody else. Doja Cat
She's a woman.
She can rap, but she's like pop. I wouldn't see Doja Cat being nominated for the BET Awards.
But Lil Nas X, he has been nominated for BET Awards in the past. Why?
But that's what I'm saying. So it's not about them being homophobic or hating him. I mean, you can't get nominated every single year. I'm just saying this particular last album, even his music in the past, I don't even feel like he should have been nominated then. But like Vince said, it was more so about ratings at the time. They needed that boost. But I don't feel like they're going to resort to him right now when they have somebody like Jack Harlow that
Doja Cat leads the BET Award nominations with 6.
She does? Well, that must be off her last album because it sure went in the previous one. Because the only thing she got in the previous was from the Grammys and the Billboards. And then
here's the thing.
But then they put Doja Cat in R&B, and we was like, Doja Cat's not R&B.
Yeah, that's that.
Literally, the BET Awards literally has Best Male R&B / Pop Artist.
And that's what I was going to say. The BET Awards is a network to celebrate African Americans in music, acting, sports, and other fields of entertainment. It's not about just rap or just R&B or just whatever. For me, I think
I know y'all ain't out here shaking y'all heads in the amen corner looking like church heads. Y'all know good goddamn. Stop it. Stop the foolery before you even let that come out your mouth. Y'all know good goddamn well. We can BET can label R&B pop nominated male, female, yada 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 yada. We know what it is and we know what it ain't. We know that Jason Derulo has a whole many albums. That motherfucker ain't getting nominated for nothing. The Weeknd, if anything, because The Weeknd is a Super Bowl halftime performer. The Weeknd is a multi-Grammy Award winner. That Joker ain't got nominated in award or nothing for BET.
The Weeknd is nominated for Best Male R&B Pop Artist.
But we're not gonna act like we're not gonna act like.
Hold on.
We are not going to act like these black artists that heavily fall into the pop category don't often get in that layer, just in that they get in that pool where they're sometimes nominated and sometimes not. That's just what it is. We've been seeing it for
well. So is Bruno Mars.
That's just what it is.
This man had a whole.
But that's what I'm saying. It all goes back to where the music is playing. They're playing Bruno Mars,
right?
I think.
Am I wrong?
I think it's lazy. I think that if Lil Nas X as a black artist,
the type of people that are in the audience at these award shows. Remember, these awards.
So people who play Lil Nas X music are not in the audience at the BET.
We're talking about the majority, the targeted audience. So, like for instance, I don't know if you guys watched the Billboard Awards, right? And you know how they was like, dang, the Billboard Awards say like all these white people getting all these nominations, all these white artists performing, and we got black people that can perform too, right?
No, billboards go by record sales, so that's a little different.
Okay, but I'm gonna use that as an example.
Okay,
for the targeted audience. The targeted audience, if you were to sit here and bring out Lotto, for instance, now that she's kind of getting a buzz, they would notice her. But if you had brought her a year ago, they'd be like, who the hell is this? But we know who she is, right? So I'm talking about the targeted audience that BET Awards, they put their focus on. So they know that, yeah, we know who Lil Nas X is. We know Lil Nas X is black. We know he raps. We know he makes pop music. But, however, the targeted audience, the majority of the audience that's going to be at our award show that we're going to cater to, they ain't really feeling Lil Nas X like that.
I disagree because BET has a whole segment throughout the show on unknown artists that they focus, and some have been who identify on the spectrum as LGBTQ. So obviously they in the audience, and people are on a spectrum. Everybody not saying that I'm a cis, straight, hetero something.
But so are they playing the music?
So they're not.
But the BET Awards is not the Black Club Awards. It's the BET Awards. They've never claimed to be, we sit here to celebrate the people who are in the club.
I really can't either. Y'all know damn well. Y'all know really acting like. Let me keep it real for a second. Y'all know damn well the BET Awards is the Black Awards.
Where they play
Y'all know the BET
or how about this?
Where they play in the club.
Wait a minute. How about this? Before we even talk about LGBTQ card, before we even talk about pop versus R&B, what if the BET Academy just didn't feel that his music was worthy of it? What if it just didn't resonate with the Academy? That's just like the Oscars and the Emmys. There's many movies and TV shows that we see that we think should be nominated, but if it just didn't resonate for the Academy, we'll never know. It doesn't mean that was because it was an all-black cast or because this person led the film or this person da-da-da-da-da-da. It just did not resonate with the Academy, with the nominators, so on and so forth. It probably ain't even got to be that deep. If your album was a flop, if it did not resonate to the people that nominate people, then that's on them. I feel like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't even remove the LGBTQ card out of it. That probably even got nothing to do with it. Y'all just want to antagonize the situation.
It ain't about antagonizing nobody, Vince.
It's not.
It is. But do you know? But do you know?
You can't tell me what I'm doing. Though.
But do you know? And you can't say right. And you can't say the same thing for the other people.
Can I answer your question, or you gonna
keep
answering it
yes,
louder?
please.
You gonna keep answering louder and louder and louder.
I asked the question based on removing the card. I feel like you're trying to place on the table. That was my question. I think you're inadequate at doing that at this moment.
I heard you ask it 15 times.
Okay, go.
Thank you so much. I think it is lazy for us not to look at the whole picture. I don't think that we should remove any cards. It's a total picture that you have to look at. And I do think that it is grossly negligent of the BET Awards to put a Black artist who has made it this mainstream and say, okay, we're not involving you in our award show for whatever reason. If he wins or if he doesn't, then cool. But no nominations for Lil Nas X, who's been nominated for how many of the Grammys that y'all say are the highest, the epitome, the epicenter of the
so let me ask you this. Recite one verse right now. Recite one verse from Lil Nas X. It's so hot to just stay in your head. Recite that verse right now.
Why should I have to recite any verses, Ken?
I'm gonna take my
Right, he's still stuck on
Let's have to do that. This man has a whole album. If you like the music, you do. If you don't, you don't. But this man has an album. On his album, he had Megan Thee Stallion, he had Big Lotto, he had Elton John, he had all of these. He not no little rickety ass boy.
But what is that got to do with him?
When did that album come out?
A feature is nothing, and all those people that you named, we know of. So you mean to tell me his validation by his features? Because I just asked.
We're talking about being respected by your peers in the industry.
When did the album come out?
Be respected. They pay for that.
Can I just make one point?
Sure.
And this is just an observation. I am so proud of you, Zach. You are being quiet and
you don't know nothing about Lil Nas.
You don't give a damn about no Lil Nas.
That's all I have to say.
I do not give a
damn
about Lil Nas X. I think I'm not a fan.
I love Lil Nas X, to be honest, but I don't think he's worthy to be. I mean, just
he's not worthy of a BET Awards.
Oh,
not this year. I don't. No.
Okay, that's your opinion.
I also don't
give a damn about we have the show.
Right. Let me also go on record and say I don't give any validity to the BET Awards either. So
now
for any award show, so we know.
I don't. Right. It's whatever.
I'm with you.
But I think that Lil Nas, if he feels some type of way about not being celebrated in his own community, he has the right to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the white people.
And that's the intersectionality we choose to do. We often choose to say we're black and just black and not the other intersectionalities that we have. And I agree.
So let's go to Puerto Rico and see if we can drop some beats. What else we got to talk about, Zach?
Next topic.
I mean, no, look, but
boy, y'all stop that bullshit before y'all piss me the fuck off.
Oh, Vince.
Y'all sit up here trying to be you the nigga. Yeah, I'll shake the motherfucking table. I give you all the smoke, goddamn. Believe that. And Darius, I'll pull up on your ass. You know that too.
Vince,
right. So don't. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I want to know seriously, do you feel as though Lil Nas X's music is up to the par with the other nominate? That's why I'm serious. Like when you look at his album,
Zach don't know.
Can you tell me who are the nominees for that?
Category?
I will. Let me tell you. Here's the nominees, guys.
I'm not talking. I like the album.
If you look at him, and he's up for best male R&B / pop artist. This is the pop category at the BET Awards. He's up against Blackest, Chris Brown, Giveon, Lucky Day, The Weeknd, WizKid, and Young Blue.
Who is Young Blue? Who is Blackest? Who is
Lucky Day?
Lucky Day won the Lucky Day now.
But that's what I'm saying. Those
Lucky Day won the Grammy.
Those
and we know Giveon had a great year.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. These are the artists.
Still not as.
But that's what I would keep saying. These are like we don't know who those artists are, but I don't know who they are.
I know,
but so I don't. Some of them I don't. But I'm saying the demographic, the targeted audience of the people that are either on the board on the board of BET, and also they know the demographic of people that's going to show up at these award shows. They know who these artists are. That's why they're nominated. And I think that the people on the board at the BET for the BET Award, they like Lil Nas X, but they just like, okay, well, what else? Who else we got besides him? Like, we don't want that to be our go-to all the time. They gave him his chances. They put him up for nominations. They let him open up for the award show. And I just honestly don't think his album was all that where it had to be nominated for BET Awards. That's just being honest. I like the album though. But I like pop music.
I love Giveon, child. Giveon gonna sing to you.
Now I'm gonna have to look that person up because I never heard of them.
And Chris Brown had an album?
I didn't know that either.
I want to revisit this conversation once the VMAs, once the American Music Awards, once all of those sort of pass by, because me just being in the industry, I'm just looking at the timing of it all. One thing, the fact that Lil Nas has been nominated and he actually performed last year at a primetime spot in the award show. I just don't understand why what's the difference from last year into this year? Like if they were anti-LGBTQ and all these other things, I'm sure he wouldn't even been able to grace the stage. Even I believe he came out like before he even did the Old Town Road performance with Billy Ray Cyrus. So I feel like BET has definitely been on this journey with him and giving him a platform to perform, to speak to the masses, BET Awards, so on and so forth. For me, I'm just looking at just the award shows that have passed thus far. Lil Nas really hasn't been as visible as of lately. Typically, when you look at the lineups for any award shows, it's people that are visible at that time, still releasing singles, music videos, on tour, making headway. Lil Nas, I mean, didn't he just come back to social media like 2 weeks ago?
Not even,
like he's sort of been off the grid or whatever the case is. So I think taking all that into consideration and how, in my opinion, maybe in the past 5-6 months, he hasn't been working the album as much as other artists have been, that could also go into the decision of, like we say, ratings. If you aren't if you aren't making headway in I guess I could say relevant at this current season in the industry, then you're not a Beyonce. Beyonce can clearly take 3 years off and they can pull her off the shelf and she's still going to be the top tier performer. Lil Nas, you still got to keep up with the Joneses in the midst of all the other artists, so on and so forth. So I'm just looking at it from an industry type of perspective.
Did Saucy Santana get nominated for a BET Award?
No,
well, I think it goes off.
It
goes off.
He should
have.
He should be performing.
Like
he
Vince,
should be performing. He
put out no music, and they playing him in the club. All of y'all standards that y'all just gave.
Vince just made a point. So this is why Saucy Santana is probably not nominated yet. He's just now coming out with music, so it's all about release dates. I think, isn't that how it goes, Vince?
Yeah.
The timing of the albums or single releases before the deadline, before they do the nomination. So I'm pretty sure that next year he would definitely be nominated.
His song has gone viral and has been played by.
That's not how.
But Zach, viral doesn't mean anything. Viral is great for them. Viral is great for a social media outlet, but viral is not record sales.
Not record sales. And
it's not.
Did Chris Brown have a record?
Lil Nas X has received a total of 6 BET and BET Hip Hop Award nominations, and he has won 2 BET or BET Hip Hop Awards. So he's won. Saucy Santana, we may like his music. I like his music better as well, some of it. But the City Girls, they ain't got no BET either. So let me just say that. So I don't know if
nominated.
Are they nominated? I don't know if they're nominated.
They're nominated for Best Group. I'm looking at it now.
Oh, they are nominated this year?
Yes.
It would be good if Saucy Santana can walk up there with them because he belongs right along with the two of them. They all three of them giving the exact same feel.
Well, they put him on. They put him on.
all the same thing. But you know, I don't know if Saucy Santana is a good beat, but I don't think he has a lot of singing talent.
I like his energy that he brings on the stage.
I think he's a great performer, but I'm talking about like the level of performance in what he does.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
I'm not a fan of his
going
voice.
crazy as this man performs every single fucking time he posts. What are y'all talking about?
I'm
Right.
saying,
I can say y'all don't like it, but don't discount somebody's talent. I don't like that.
I ain't saying nothing.
I just said he
I
brings
don't like
the
that.
energy.
I don't agree. Just because we don't agree with your assessment of his talent doesn't mean that we're not.
I don't like that. I don't like
No,
that.
I say he brings the energy, but what talent is,
anybody
anybody can rap. I'm saying I like his energy that he brings on the stage, but I mean,
anybody can rap. I can't rap.
Yes,
Yeah,
you can. Somebody
like,
get
what
the
is that?
lyrics.
Like it's
You
just
can
like
rap.
saying, what?
You can rap.
One
Anybody.
day we gonna find
I-
black people and gay people that y'all black and gay people like, and when we do
Frank
that,
Ocean.
Frank Ocean has gotten on stage at the Grammys and performed. He was flat
Yeah,
as the
I
tires
agree.
on the side of I-20, and y'all still sat up here and act like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, I didn't
I
like
like Frank
You
Ocean.
like Frank Ocean.
I don't
Okay,
like
I
But,
love
but
Frank
let me
Ocean.
say this: I like lyrics.
You remember that
I
man?
like the words coming out of your
No.
mouth.
Oh,
I
I've
like
seen the
what you're
recording.
saying. I like your message, and so that's what I like. So Frank Ocean's lyrics were meaningful to me. When I hear Saucy Santana, I hear great beats, and I hear some good wordplay.
Oh, but you're not
But
a
I'm
city
not
girl.
hearing lyrics come together to give me a coherent story or tell me something or elevate me in any way. And that's the kind of rap music and hip hop that I like. It is just a personal preference.
That's right.
Because what is Saucy Santana talking about? Purring? I mean, what is it?
He's a city girl.
But no, what is he talking about? Like
Talking about the
all his
lifestyle of a
music
city
is
girl.
about like brands and being seen, and
I think it may be a generational disconnect, Zach. Maybe that's the same thing for Lil Nas X.
you say generational. I say it's intellectual, but it's neither here nor there.
I can be smart and ratchet at the same time, and many
So
others
you
can.
say-
But can you be someone who?
So
can
you
connect?
say.
You say what?
So you say.
So the colleges say as well,
Ooh.
and so all of my transcripts say.
Ooh.
And we're proud of you. And we're proud of you for
I
that.
appreciate your pride.
I need a drink.
Well, he came
Oh,
at
we're
me
going to
first saying it was
Instagram.
generation. I'm just clarifying. He sees it generationally. I see it intellectually.
I
It's just
do.
a divide.
I do, because I wouldn't expect you to be like bumping. What is Keisha? I'm looking for a hood bitch named Keisha. I wouldn't.
Why
expect
not?
I wouldn't expect Zach to.
Because Zach is not looking for a hood bitch.
named Keisha.
Never. Now he's
I
right.
would like
I wouldn't expect you to be able to resonate with that,
But
but
those
it,
can be-
it resonates
can be fun
deeply in my
sometimes.
soul.
That can be fun sometimes.
It resonates deeply in my soul. And let me see you walk.
So
walk,
here's a
walk.
controversial
Hey,
statement.
Wait a minute, Zach. So he just reciting all this from Saucy, right? But then we asked him, or
And I
asked
said I
him
wasn't. I
to
was
recite
asked to
Lil
do that.
Nas X, but you
Ken,
didn't
I
know
was-
anything.
Listen, Ken,
and you
you're
went to
asking me
Old
that.
Town Road, Zach.
No, Zach.
They don't know
because-
Lil Nas X,
Just
but they
because I
know
don't listen to
Saucy.
his music,
I
don't
make a decision. If I decide that I want to give the music, then I give it
lyrics
because
was
that's
going
what I
real
want to do.
easy with Saucy, but you ain't.
If I
get
give
that
it
from
because
Lil
that's
Nas
what I
X.
want
Just
to do.
because I don't listen to his music on a regular, don't mean I don't think he should be nominated.
But I'm just
He's a
saying, it was
talented
all
guy.
so easy for Saucy, but where was Lil Nas X?
You asked that to be antagonistic, and I decided not to engage. If I wanted to go down Lil Nas,
You're
X,
engaging right now by your response.
did not.
I could.
I just wanted you to do what you just did. That's all I wanted.
I know, and for reasons that are not pure or genuine, and so I'm not going to engage.
That is not
Not
true.
genuine.
It is
Tickle,
true.
tickle, tickle, tickle.
Phony.
It is true.
Tickly,
You're trying to
tickly.
make a point, and I'm not playing that game with you. Everybody knows that Lil Nas X is one of the biggest artists that's been out in the past year. So I'm not going to sit here and argue the validity of his talent with anyone.
His talent. What?
He came out. I think Vince was right when it says that I think it's the time he came out. Like I think it's been out for a while. I think we may not have realized how long Montero has been
It
out.
came out in 2021.
Right. It's been out for. Okay, did it come out in what, April 2021?
I'm not sure.
Me either, but I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying. I think there was a whole entire award show that has happened before this one, and a whole round of nominations that included Montero.
No.
And
Yes, nigga.
Montero for BET Awards.
Yeah, he did the Egyptian dance.
But the
He
song
did
had just
it
come out.
there.
It had just come out, Vince.
He did it. He was that was promoting that single. That
That's what I'm
performance
saying,
was
had
to
just
promote
come
that
out.
single.
You talking like those songs would have been qualified to even be included in the awards that cycle. They weren't. They had just come
Is it
out.
the song or the album?
The album, the songs are part of the album. It would not have qualified
No,
to be part of the last.
I'm not
We don't have
diving into
to.
this with you. You don't know.
We don't
Okay,
have to.
let's keep it moving.
We can.
We have come to the conclusion of the show. We're going to continue this on the after show. For those who want to join us on the Instagram, who's on the after show? Who's joining?
I could for
Sure. Why not?
I am so tired. I really am
I
tired.
I'll come if Darius comes.
So I will see you guys there. We got a few comments. Let's go to these few comments.
Oh.
Yeah, come on over, Tanya, to the after show on Instagram. You will see us there. You missed quite a feisty, as Facebook user said, we were feisty tonight. So we will see you guys shortly on the IG.
And Montero was released in September of 2021.
And if it sucked, it sucked.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate.
But hold up, Dennis. I really believe that the songs came out before that.
Singles do release before albums.
Yeah, I think
before that album to come out in September, and I've already forgotten, and it's not even. Oh, I thought it came out like in February of last year.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that.
Resonate with you.
They don't want to hear that.
It don't resonate with you. You didn't recite the lyrics. You didn't recite any lyrics, so it didn't resonate with you.
And I'm not going to.
Because you can't.
I can.
Incapable.
I can.
Incapable. I can recite lyrics from Candace Dilla Bassett's Benefits.
I can do that as well.
Was it nominated?